Hey, Packers fans, welcome to RevTrev NFL. And if we're honest, as fans, we are obsessed with drafting wide receivers, not just this year, but every single year. Is this the year we finally take a wide receiver in the first round? Which wide receiver should we be targeting? And maybe if we draft them later, who else should we be looking at? Hey, are we going to double dip? There's so many questions to ask. Let's dive into the intro and get into this very important Packers video. Go, Pack, go. Hey everyone, so glad that you're here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you want to take a moment to hit that like and subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. Trying to produce Packers content that is passionate, realistic, and honest. If you like that kind of content, smash the like and subscribe button, everyone. Okay, let's dive into this conversation. Excuse me. It's so important that I just started coughing. Okay. I'm dead serious when I say this. I shouldn't say dead serious. I'm serious when I say this. The Packers fans are absolutely obsessed at the wide receiver position. Every single year that I've been a Packers fan, it feels like everyone's like, we need a wide receiver. We need a wide receiver. We need a wide receiver. And I get it. Sometimes we do. I get that fans really wanted JSN, and we went and got Lucas Van Ness. And that, to me, so far has been a fail. So why didn't we go get Van Ness? Why did we go get Lucas? Because of need. We usually draft according to need. So is this the season? Is this the year where we look at this team and go, you know what? We need not only a wide receiver for this year with Christian Watson being injured, but in the years to come, who knows what this wide receiver core looks like, not only after this season, basically after this season. And so we need some help. We need some help. So Packers fans are convinced that we need a wide receiver, but are we going to actually take one? Think about this for a second, everyone. I'm going to blow your mind. Are we going to take one in the first round? We have not done that since Javon Walker. Some of you as Packer fans are like, who is that? That's how long ago that was. I know who that was, of course. But this is craziness, everyone, how obsessed we are with drafting. And it's like, I'm just not there yet that we're going to draft one in the first round. But there are a number of wide receivers that I would love to draft, and maybe the first round is the place to be. So we're going to be doing some comparisons, which I like to call short for comp. I'm going to do wide receiver comps, and I don't know why I had to do that. I don't know, just trying to be cool. So let's dive into these comparisons instead of just talking about it, even though and I'm going to show you the Packers comparisons as well. What our Packers current roster and their college stats look like as well. This is a draft that's loaded with wide receiver. I think we need edge or cornerback more importantly, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they blow my mind and actually draft someone in the first round. If not, let's talk as well about some second round, maybe third round wide receivers that would be really great. So we'll dive into it right away. Okay, I've highlighted the ones. Okay, these are kind of the main ones all the way till, I don't know, Beck and Royals. And then after that, I threw in a couple more guys that are on the Packers radar. Okay, so the ones that I've highlighted are ones that I've heard people say that possibly could come to Green Bay. So McMillan obviously is number one on my board. Listen, 6'5", 212. Look at that. 1,300 yards, 84 catches, 8 touchdowns. That is incredible. His nickname is T-Mac, and I'm all in on, if we're going to trade up and get T-Mac, then I'm cool with it. I'm absolutely cool with it. Luther Burden, third. I haven't heard around the Packers. He doesn't hit the thresholds really of the numbers. By the way, I should show you those in a sec. I'll show you the Packers ones in a moment. 208 pounds, 11. He had it. His last year was a little bit better than this year, but 12 games, only 676 yards and 6 touchdowns. So, but Egbuka is one of the players that Packers fans have been talking about. 6'1", 205, 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns, 84 receptions, and we'll get into the stat just in a second. But that's the thing about the Packers right now is how many times they've dropped the ball. They have dropped the ball, like literally dropped the ball. Pass to them, and it's so frustrating. And I know, like, Peter Bukowski from Locked On Packers is all in. We need to draft a wide receiver in the first round. He said last year that we have 4 number ones. Actually, he clarified that. No, he said there's each game someone kind of steps up as the number one. So it's not like we have 4 number one wide receivers. His comment was taken out of context. So we really do need a number one, a clear-cut number one wide receiver. Are any of these guys that guy? And do they have to go in the first round to become the number one? No, they don't. You can land number one wide receivers in the second round. You just think about some of the guys that have been drafted. I mean, most of them. Like, you think about the Jeffersons of the world and all those guys. So, but Devontae Adams, you got all kinds of guys that are out there that weren't drafted in the first round. I think Devontae wasn't drafted in the first round. Anyways, let's dive back into here. Okay. Egbuka is kind of hits the threshold for the Packers. A lot of people want to talk about Matthew Golden from Texas, but I don't think he hits the thresholds as much as you think. Like, that doesn't have that many catches. Let's scroll down to so Jaden Higgins is the guy. Listen, if there's one guy in this draft that Packers fans want, they want on the roster, it does not matter what's happening, does not matter where they're at, it's Jaden Higgins. If we walk away from this draft with Jaden Higgins, so many Packers fans are going to be just happy because we believe that he's going to be the next dude. Look at him. He's number 9. Okay. He's number 9 on here. That same number as Christian Watson. I don't know what number he would wear, but he looks like Christian Watson. Okay. That's Jaden Higgins. Okay. We're going back to the stats. So he's got crazy stats. He's 6'4", 215. Some think he's 220. But 13 games, 87 receptions, 1,100 passing yards, almost 1,200, and 9 touchdowns. That hits all the Packers thresholds from Iowa State. That's the one. That's the one. And it looks like he's going lower second round. So the Packers would need to trade up to get him, and they might have to do that or pick him in. They might just pick him in the first round and say, this is our guy. I don't know. But Jack Beck, I've heard from TCU, 6'2", 215, 1,000 yards. 1,000 yards, everyone, and only played 12 games, only had 62 receptions, 9 touchdowns. Jaden Royal, 6 foot, 205. I'm not sure. I don't think that's the guy we're going to be targeting. But I think when it comes to the later on parts of the draft, second round, there's 2 guys there that I think are really impressive. And you see them at the bottom, okay? So Trey Harris and Savon Williams. Savon Williams, I put Trey Harris, his age was 6'3". That's hilarious. Oops. Okay, Savon, I think he's 22. Savon Williams, TCU guy, 6'5", 225, 12 games played, 60 receptions, only 600. Like, that's that late round guy if you're going to miss on everyone else that you might want to do. But Trey Harris is the guy that I'm sitting there going, I'm thinking this is the guy we should be waiting, going edge, or like if we went edge or cornerback, and then in the second round land a guy like Trey Harris, that would be awesome. Like, look at these numbers, everyone. Trey Harris at the bottom there, second to the bottom, 8 games played, 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns. If you look at his stats from last year, or from this, he's one of the most consistent guys. Okay, so he's got 7 touchdowns last year. If I'm got that, did I have that right on that sheet? Then what do I have here? Oops, wrong one. I want to get to that one too. So yeah, 7 touchdowns. Okay, so 7 touchdowns last year. The year before he had 8. The year before he had 10. He had 1,000 yards rushing this year. Last year had 985 the year before, and then he literally got 935 the year before that. He might be the most real deal guy. I'm just sitting there going, I want T-Mac. Don't get me wrong. Igbukah would be good, but if we're going to wait and we don't get Higgins, we got to get Harris. Now, some people have Harris as their number 5 guy on their board. So I don't know where he goes, but I would be very happy if we walked out of the draft with either Higgins or Harris. Those are the 2 guys that I want. Now, I want to compare. I just showed you all those numbers. This is what the Packers receivers looked like when they got drafted. Now, I gave you their best draft years or best stats, and they're not all the same draft years, okay? I think Christian Watson, he was selected in the second round. That was his best year. It was his last year in North Dakota State. But look at him. He's 6'4", 208. He played 12 games, had 800 yards receiving. Was a second round pick, right? So 7 touchdowns. That doesn't jump off the page. Look at the receptions, 43. Jaden Reed, I did not have him on our radar. I was shocked when we drafted him. I did not know much about him. Boy, he has produced. He doesn't hit a lot of the Packers thresholds, but they knew he was dynamic. And the 5'11", 187, 13 games played, 59 receptions, 1,000 yards, and 10 touchdowns. I believe that wasn't his last year. No, I think it was his last year. 10 touchdowns, everyone. Like, they found a gem. So there's going to be guys that they're going to find that they're going to draft that aren't on the radar. They aren't on the draft board, on our draft boards, and they pick them up. Like, who's that? Next thing you know, it's like, oh, okay, now we know who he is. Romeo Doubs, right? 4th rounder, Nevada State, 6'2", 201, 11 games played, 80 receptions. This guy, that was a gem of a pick. 11 touchdowns, 1,100 yards. And then Dontavian Wicks, this was not his final year, but he had injury in his final year. They picked up Wicks, 5th rounder from Virginia, 6'1", 206, 12 games played, 1,200 yards, everyone, 9 touchdowns. So that's where we're at. That's where we're at. This is how crazy this is. What guy do you want the Packers? Post in the comments what guy you want the Packers to pick. This is what we did pick. This is who we're looking at, someone in this range. So if we go back, I mean, Jaden Reed is the exception to the rule, right? But they don't need to have the receptions, but it's got to be 7+ touchdowns. And really, I mean, if you look at it again, almost everyone hits this. Trey Harris hits that, all the thresholds plus the size, right? Jaden Higgins hits all the thresholds and the receptions. And I think that's why every Packers fan's convinced. I mean, obviously T-Mac is there. Igbukah is there. I don't know. I'm here. I'm thinking Trey Harris. I'm thinking Jaden Higgins. What do you think? Post in the comments. Guys, we're obsessed with right wide receiver. I do not think we're drafting one in the first round. I think we're going edge. I really do. We're going edge. We're getting somebody great at edge. It might be Persay Jr. It might be Mike Green is a guy I really like. There's a few others. Let me just bring them up. I feel like I'm in that spot where I'm like, I'm totally gapping. Why am I gapping? That's because there's there. So there's a couple other guys that are there. Oh, here we are. Yeah. So Mike Green is a guy that I have on there. Shamar Stewart. He's another guy. Yeah, there's a lot of guys there. I think that's what we're going to do. If not, we're going to trade back and we'll see what we do. I really do think that there's a realistic possibility that we trade back in the draft if one of the main edge rushers that we don't want is there. So anyways, that's where I got this. That's a lot, but a lot to think of. Look at the stats. Look at what the track record is. Look at what we've done in the past, and we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes, everyone. Thank you so much for watching this video. I think you're awesome. I can't wait for the draft. It's coming up real quick. Have a great day. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe and comment. Go Pack Go.